Next, I'm going to be passing on to, we've got a video from another deputy head of, assistant head at Ivydale Primary School. This is Helen Easton. Now, Ivydale is a typical inner city school with absolutely no green space. And I personally work around Hackney and inner city London most of the time. And this is where I started my teaching career back in 1992 in Brixton. So I know exactly what Michael means when he went into Ivydale and said, no field, no green space, no extra nature. But Helen has managed, with all the determination and commitment, to ensure that her school completed the whole OPAL programme with an easy platinum win. And that was just a couple of weeks ago, because she and her team recognise that every child needs access to every type of play. So today she's focusing on gender, on girls' access to play. Okay, Sarah, can we have that video, please?
Hello, my name's Helen Easton, and I'm going to talk to you about gender in the playground at Ivydale Primary School. Before we did the OPAL programme, we found we had a massive gender divide in the way that children played in the playground. And since OPAL, we've seen that almost completely disappear. So before OPAL, boys and girls did different things. Boys were only really interested in football and wanted access to the sports cage, and girls felt intimidated in that space and weren't able to play. So there was animosity between boys and girls, and there was very rarely play between boys and girls. And there was a real gender divide in terms of what was acceptable for boys and girls to do. We used to have, I dug out these old rotors that show that we used to have boys and girls actually rotated to have separate access to spaces, because we were trying to resolve playtime issues this way. And they also had different access to different things at different times. Our behaviour data used to show that predominantly negative behaviours were boys, and most of them were incidents around football, and that there were real disagreements about space as well between boys and girls, which didn't do much for their social relationships and their social development. So we joined the OPAL programme, and since the OPAL programme, we've noticed such a massive improvement in this. There really isn't much of a gender divide in the playground anymore. Boys and girls play together, enjoy each other, and don't really see a difference between boys and girls in terms of who they can play with. And the biggest win for me is that there's such acceptance of boys and girls doing things that were previously considered gendered. So boys can do whatever they like, girls can do whatever they like, and neither of them judges each other for the activities that they choose to participate in. We have boys in dresses, boys fancy dressing with the girls. They absolutely love it. In the previous photo, you saw them all singing and dancing on the stage together, and before OPAL, they would have been teased for that, I think. And now we can share these photos with the children in an assembly, and nobody laughs at a boy in fancy dress. It's completely normal for them to see that, and they're really accepted for it. We have girls this is a girl dressed up as a superhero. So she's got her super person mask on and her bubble wrap cape, charging around the playground, which previously would have been more of a boy thing to do. And this is a girl being dragged down some steps in a crate, dragged by some bicycle tires, and you can see her delight and horror that that's about to happen. But girls getting much more involved in risky activities and rough and tumble play and locomotor play, and going at speed, whereas before it seemed like girls had to kind of do the quieter things and boys just went and played football. Girls playing in tyres, girls playing with mud, and also just the boys and girls playing together it's been absolutely wonderful to see. So the boy in this photo would never have been seen anywhere near the girls before OPAL. He would have just been with his boys playing football, and his enjoyment of playtime and his variety of ways to play has just absolutely rocketed, and it's been absolutely wonderful to see. I can't recommend OPAL enough for resolving problems of gender in the playground. And the cage these days is pretty much Empty. Occasionally there's a small game of football, which is absolutely fine, but we don't have rotas. There's no need to divide it anymore. And the children can just choose to use it however they want on any given day because they're not vying over that space anymore. So it's solved gender problems, behaviour problems. It has been absolutely brilliant. And I hope it will be helpful for you in a similar way too. Thank you.